The sun hung high over the northern Tenerife mountains, casting long shadows across the dry, craggy terrain that now served as the epicenter of one of Europe's most heartbreaking mysteries. With dust swirling beneath their boots and the searing heat bearing down on them, Spanish police officers, rescue dogs, and local volunteers had embarked on an intense, expanded search mission, one that led them into an immense barren landscape to the north of where 19-year-old British teen Jay Slater was last spotted. Their renewed determination came after a heart-wrenching, public plea from Jay's father, Warren Slater, whose voice broke as he addressed the media 2 days prior. "I don't care what it takes," Warren had said. "Just find my boy. Please. Somebody out there must know something. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel." That impassioned cry echoed far beyond the press tent, reverberating through the hearts of those involved in the search and prompting authorities to widen the scope of their operation. And so, just past dawn on the 14th day since Jay vanished, they moved northward into territory that had previously been deemed too rugged and desolate to prioritize. Now, it was their best hope. A desperate timeline. Jay Slater's disappearance has haunted both the island and the global headlines since June 17, when he was last seen leaving a secluded Airbnb near the tiny village of Masca after reportedly spending the night with 2 men he had met at a festival. His phone pinged for the final time at 8:50 a.m., somewhere near a sharp ridge that drops steeply into the dense Masca Gorge, a remote area where tourists are scarce and rescue teams scarce even more. Initial efforts focused on that gorge. Helicopters scanned from above, drones zipped through thick canopies, and climbers rappelled into chasms no human foot had touched in years. But after nearly 2 weeks, the operation grew stagnant. The breakthrough didn't come from new evidence, but from pressure, from a grieving father and a public that refused to let Jay's name fade into the noise of the next news cycle. A tip came in from a local goatherd who claimed to have seen a lone figure walking north toward the Montaña de Enmedio, a desolate, volcanic stretch beyond the known search grid. It wasn't confirmation. It wasn't proof. But it was possibility. And possibility was enough. Inside the new search zone. As the teams moved into the expanded area, the landscape changed dramatically. Gone were the lush, jungle-like canyons of the south. In their place, an arid, almost lunar expanse of broken rock, scattered brush, and silvery dust. "It's a death valley," one Guardia Civil officer muttered to a reporter, pulling his hat lower against the relentless sun. "But if the boy walked this way, for whatever reason, this is where we'll find him, or something." Thermal drones buzzed overhead. Trained dogs barked and sniffed through scorched terrain. Volunteers from mountain rescue units based in La Orotava and Buenavista del Norte joined forces, forming tightly knit walking lines. For hours, they combed the barren plateau, searching for scraps of evidence, a shoe, a torn shirt, a phone case, even a simple footprint. Yet the silence remained undisturbed. What made him go north? The big question still haunts both investigators and the public alike. Why would Jay Slater go north, away from the nearest town, away from known trails, and into one of the most inhospitable landscapes on the island? His mother, Debbie Duncan, believes something scared him. Jay knew how to use maps. He wasn't stupid. If he went that way, maybe it was because someone told him to. Or he was being followed. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Online theories have flourished, ranging from foul play to human trafficking to a drug-fueled accident. But police remain publicly cautious. Officially, they say the case is still being treated as a missing persons investigation. Unofficially, officers involved have hinted that inconsistencies in witness statements from the 2 men who hosted Jay the night before he vanished have raised eyebrows. They weren't locals, one search team member told a British tabloid. They were tourists, like Jay. But their story has holes, and their timeline doesn't fully add up. Authorities haven't named the men as suspects. Yet the shadow of suspicion grows longer with each passing day. The father's grit and grief. Meanwhile, Warren Slater has remained a constant, if quiet, presence near the command center. While Debbie has flown back and forth between Tenerife and the UK to care for Jay's younger siblings, Warren has made the island his base. "I'll sleep on this mountain if I have to," he said. "I'm not leaving without my son." On the day the expanded search began, Warren was seen trudging beside the search teams, holding a bottle of water and a photograph of Jay printed on fading paper. "This is my boy," he whispered to anyone who would listen. "Help me bring him home." Locals have offered food and lodging. Tourists have brought flowers to the spot where Jay's phone last pinged. And in the town square of Santiago del Tide, candles now flicker every night in front of a hand-painted banner, "Come home, Jay." False leads and the strain of hope. The emotional toll has been severe. Multiple false sightings have drained both resources and morale. On day 7, a blurry CCTV still of a figure resembling Jay caused a media frenzy. He appeared to be walking barefoot near the coastal road outside Garachico. Police scoured the area. But it wasn't him. Another time, a hiker claimed to have heard a distant voice calling help from a northern ravine. Dozens of officers rushed to the site. Nothing. "It's like chasing shadows," one frustrated officer admitted. "But we can't afford to stop. Not when a life might be at stake." Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Back in England, Jay's friends from the music festival circuit have launched social media campaigns. #FindJaySlater trended across TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter for days. Celebrities, including grime artist Bugsy Malone and Love Island alumni, have shared Jay's photo and urged fans to help. Still, the island waits. What happens next? With resources thinning and the search area now sprawling, authorities are faced with a difficult choice: how long can they keep searching before declaring the operation cold? For now, they say there is no deadline. "Until we find closure, one way or another, we keep going," said Colonel Ruiz Martinez, head of the Regional Guardia Civil. Psychologists working with the family have emphasized the importance of maintaining realistic hope. "There's always a chance," said Dr. Rosa Benitez, a trauma counselor volunteering in the case. "Even after 2 weeks. Miracles happen in the strangest places." And so, they keep looking. An island holding its breath. Tenerife is no stranger to loss. Every year, hikers get stranded, injured, or worse. But this case feels different. Locals speak Jay's name with a softness usually reserved for family. Even tourists, many of whom had never heard of Masca before, now make pilgrimages there, leaving notes at the hiking entrance: "Stay strong, Jay. You are not alone." The mountains, once quiet and untouched, now echo with the noise of boots, barking dogs, and the low hum of search helicopters. And somewhere out there, perhaps just beyond reach, lies the answer. Closing thoughts. As the search moves deeper into Tenerife's forgotten north, there is one undeniable truth: Jay Slater's disappearance has united a fractured world in one common hope: that a son, a friend, a life, is found. Whether that ending brings joy or sorrow remains to be seen. But one thing is certain: Jay has not been forgotten. And in that vast, immense landscape, surrounded by rock and sky, the world keeps looking. For Jay. And for the truth. Subscribe the channel to get such videos.